What's going on, guys? Laxo here. So I haven't really made a video in several days here. Been kind of busy with a lot of stuff going on, but we have a new event here. It is the soul box of Stark and Ichigo. So you guys probably know how I feel about both these characters. I like him a lot. Obviously Ichigo more than Stark. Stark is more of a, you know, bleed team, specific bleed team. And Ichigo is just all around fantastic. Let's take a quick look. I actually haven't taken a look at Ichigo in a while. So we'll go ahead and take a look at his numbers and then we'll get into his skills here. So for the War Souls, I like to have War Soul of Rage. His mastery skill hits incredibly hard. So I like to have this on there. War Soul of Wrath. Just like to have just a lot of damage. You know, his rage is pretty strong, but it's not the main damage, not the source of damage. So I like to have a little bit of crit chance and just a bunch of extra damage. Take a look at some numbers here. So I have crit chance to 51, crit strength to 9.2, not very much. Let's go down to his effect accuracy, 21, damage reduction rate, 40, about 45. Let's say it's 45. That's very strong for damage reduction rate. Block chance, 26, not amazing, but pretty good. If I were to put a couple block horse souls on him, I could easily get his block chance to like 60% easy. So, actually probably more than that, like 75. So, block strength, 14, effect reduction, 19, damage rate 75.6. That's a big number right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at his hone. I honestly like to have him as a very tanky character because I use him in my front line a lot. So block strength is up there. It would have been really nice if I can get some block chance on there, but I didn't, unfortunately. So damage rate, damage reduction rate, effect reduction. All very good stats. I didn't want to put too many more shards into him, so I just capped it there and called it. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at his skills really quickly here. He's an all-around just fantastic character. So, deals damage to a single enemy and adds bleed for 2 rounds. There's a 40% chance to reduce the target's rage for 200 by 200. This skill has the dual effect. Fewer characters in the field, the higher the damage. For fewer characters missing, damage dealt is increased by 10%. Very, very strong, especially in 1v1. Especially in 1v1. I would probably put him as number 1, number 2, maybe number 3 in the 1v1 category. Alright, rage skill removes all buffs from an enemy column, then deals damage to an enemy column and steals 20% of the target's damage rate for 2 rounds. Gain hot shot effect. This ability has smash. Smash is incredibly strong too. Alright, hot shot though. Hot shot. The mastery skill proc chance of the next attack is 100%. Very, very nice. Smash. If the target's current HP is above 70%, the target takes 60% additional damage. As I said, Smash is incredibly strong. Huge. Alright, let's go down to his passive. When Ichigo attacks a character whose HP is less than his own, damage rate is increased. When the target's HP is more than his own, Ichigo regenerates HP equal to the percentage of the damage he deals. For each Azure Dragon ally on the field, Ichigo's attack increases by 5% to a maximum of 15%. Usually, if you're running Ichigo, you want to run his you want to run his Soul Hall, which you could put up to three Azure Dragons in the field. So that is pretty important. You usually want to do that. And yeah, his lifesteal is extremely strong. As you can see, it regenerates 20% of the damage dealt. That's when his HP is lower than his target's. Super strong. Very good all-around character. What he does is he heals to full and then he gets the damage bonus. It's very, very strong. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at Stark here. Again, he's more of a bleed team. Let's take a look at his skills there. Let's take a look at... I have him to 5-star for his War Souls. I have War Soul Crimson on him. He does a lot of bleed damage. He procs the bleed, so it's pretty good there. I don't have any other War Souls on him for the character War Souls. I just have him as kind of an extra character, so don't really focus on him too much. Alright, take a look at his skills here. Combo deals damage to a single enemy plus 20% additional damage for each stack of bleed on the target to a maximum of 60% additional damage. Adds 1 stack of bleed to the target for 1 round after the stack concludes. So yeah, just bleed. A lot of bleed. Rage skill. Deals damage to all enemies and triggers each bleed effect on enemies once. Fires 3 to 6 arrows at each target. Sero. Deals damage equal to 10% of Stark's attack to each target with 30% chance of adding 1 stack of bleed for 2 rounds. At the end of each round, cause damage based on character's attack, which would be 10%. So, Stark's rage skill is pretty strong. This is awakened. This is awakened, of course. So he fires 3 to 6 arrows, which is roughly 2 extra stacks. If you get extremely lucky, you can get like 4, 5, 6 extra stacks of bleed, which is incredible. And then he triggers the bleed. So, very, very strong. I like to have him on a team with Halle Bell, for example. Super strong. And Nell too. Nell and Halle Bell. The new Halle Bell and Nell, which is just incredibly strong. So if you can get his attack pretty high, then his bleeds do some pretty decent damage. You can proc 4, 5, 6 stacks of bleed, and there are a lot of other characters that have passives and whatnot based off of the stacks of bleed, so very, very good there. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at his passive here. First time his HP falls below 50%, Stark regenerates a certain percentage of his HP and rage for each enemy character inflicted with dot effects. And dot effects are poison, burn, bleed, etc. After Stark releases a rage attack, the crit chance of all allies increased by 2% for 2 rounds for each stack of bleed on all enemies, to a maximum of 20%. I think this is actually overlooked a lot. That's why he's really good on bleed teams, because bleed naturally doesn't do too much damage. But if you can get those crits off on the other characters, then it actually does help out quite a bit. And usually you can cap 20% crit chance pretty easy if you have a full team of bleed. So, yeah. Anyways, let's look at his... Oops. Alright. Crit chance, 27.4%. I don't like to have his crit chance high. He can get an extra, 15-20% crit chance, so that'll make it around 40% crit chance. Pretty good. On his passive, that is. Crit strength, 9.2. Don't really do anything there. Damage reduction rate, 22. Don't really do anything. Not too much there. Damage rate, 41%. Not amazing. Crit resist chance, 31. Block chance, 26. Block strength, 9.2. So, yeah, Stark is really good if you have him on a full bleed team. He is incredibly strong. I usually like to have him rage last. Although it is not a bad idea to have him rage, then Nell rage. But nonetheless, this is a pretty good soul box. Very good soul box if you do not have either of these characters or are trying to buff them up. Extremely good soul box. If you want a 1v1 character, 100% go with Ichigo. He's amazing. You will never have a complaint about him. If you're looking for a good team-oriented character, probably look more towards Stark. especially if you're working on a bleed team. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on both these characters. I've already got both of them pretty high, so I didn't really do very many polls. You probably did like 5. Yeah, 6 polls. So I didn't really do too much on them. If I did, I definitely would have made a video earlier about it, but it's not really on my agenda right now. So anyways, you guys, that'll just about wrap this one up. Any comments, questions, concerns, whatnot, hit me up in the comment section. And as per usual, I'll catch you guys in the next one.